All right, I'm here with Josh Taylor, quarterback of the Kuopio Steelers. Josh, welcome to the AFF.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
All right, we're gonna jump right into it. First, what made you decide to come and play for the Kuopio Steelers this season?
Honestly, it was a handful of things. I had a really good college career, and so I was getting recruited by a few teams over here in Europe, and then a couple teams in the States. And honestly, the big thing was talking to Nessie and just how personable he was. I'm huge on relationships, and it's a valuable part of my life, just how I was raised. And Nessie made it out to be like he made it almost feel like a family. He talked about football and all like the good and wanting to win a championship and all that kind of stuff. But then he also talked about wanting to make our experience outside of football the best it possibly could. And him and Coach Timmy and Yanni, the GM, they all were in constant communication with me, and then also bringing Austin Brock, one of my receivers, here and back from my college. That was huge as well because, like I said, relationship is very important to me, and just that familiarity that's there is also very important. So those all played a big role.
Okay, so going into this season, the Steelers did not have a typical Kuopio Steelers season last year, and of course, they made a lot of changes, personnel as well as the head coach. You guys have been practicing it all season, kind of getting to know each other. What kind of things can we expect from you and the Steelers team going into this Maple Leaf?
I would say grit. I'm not the typical quarterback. Like a lot of quarterbacks have to throw one completion to get into the game. I'm the type of quarterback I gotta pop somebody real quick. Running's also a big part of my game. I'm a dual threat quarterback, and I'm also very intense. I have a lot of passion for the game, and I think the passion shows off field and on the field. I love winning, but I also hate losing more than anything. I know that's cliche, but it's the truth. And the big thing that Nessie is stressed, and then what Austin or AB and I have brought to the Steelers in practice is compete. Everything we want to do, we want to compete at a high level. And I've always been told how you do one thing is how you do everything. So our mindset is we want to operate at an elite level, no matter if it's watching film in the weight room and practice, even picking trash up after practice. So everything we want to do is at an elite level, and that's the standard that Nessie and all the coaches have held, and that's just what our expectation coming in was as well too.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the Kuopio Steelers personnel. A lot of youngsters kind of, I guess, raising up their level this year. A lot of guys who are on the team, but maybe weren't given opportunity in the previous seasons. What are some of the players that you're expecting to show up big for you outside of you and AB?
Yeah, I think our O line has been absolutely incredible. We have Basil and Iki, two of our guards, in my opinion, and from what I've heard in the film I've watched, they're two of the best offensive guards in all of Finland. And then also Odo, our center, who played for the Gators last year. He's the best center in all of Finland. So I think we go where the O line goes, and I think those are some solid dudes to be behind, and they're really going to carry us and carry the torch. And we've also had a lot of receivers kind of step up. Obviously, like I didn't really know anybody coming in, and just from what I've seen in practice, all of the receivers are extremely coachable. I really like Noah. I don't know his last name, but I like Noah. He's a slot receiver. I like the tight end EP, and then really just across the board, we have a lot of young guys who are really showing that same passion that I have for the game. They're wanting to be coached, and when we give them pointers or like Coach Nessie coaches, they're taking what they're being coached and they're applying it to their game. You don't really have to tell them multiple times. Like our big thing is just finding space and winning space. And the passing game and the offense, we want to get the one-on-ones, and our mindset is one-on-ones equal one-on-nones. And they're listening to us, and then kind of we're feeding off of each other. They're watching film on their own so they can add more stuff into their bag. So right now it's really early still. We've been here for about a month. It's really early, so it's kind of hard to tell who's going to really be those like difference makers. But I love the passion, and I love just the energy that everybody's going about getting work done and being the best they can be.
tell me this, Josh, because while you're talking, I remember you're in Kuopio. How do you like Kuopio so far? I know you when we're recording this, it's still a little wet, so you guys get the like actual Finland, like well, fake winter. So how do you like Kuopio so far? Tell us about it.
Shoosh. I honestly I love it. It's kind of weird being away from my family this long, but in terms of being in Finland, I love it. I love the people. I've found that a lot of people in Finland, or at least Kuopio, they kind of mind their own business. And in America, we just like talking to people. So like AB and I, we'll just be at a bus stop and we'll just start random conversations. Like I met a dude from Norway, which was awesome. We sat there and talked at a bus stop for
Hold on,
30
hold
minutes.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. You go to the bus stop and you away from people. You actually stand next to people. That's not
We
Finland
do.
at all.
Oh, I make them talk
But
to me.
have you seen the people like you have, like social distancing at all
Oh my
times?
goodness, yeah. I was sitting at the bus stop by myself, and there's like three open seats next to me, and this person kind of walked up and he was kind of giving me a side eye, and he stayed at least 5 feet apart from me. I kind of looked at him. I was like, all right, I respect it. I respect it. But yeah, no, I love the people in Finland. Once you kind of break their shell, they're almost like once you just break their shell, they're super soft on the inside. They love communicating. They love like just kind of getting like our point of view from being from America and how we like it here. And then all of them are super helpful in terms of like giving us suggestions on where to eat and just different things to experience. And that's my favorite part so far.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I've told Austin, and I say on the podcast all the time, just so you have it in your mind. I'm not going out to Kuopio out there, but I'm glad that you like it. I've heard people have. There's been plenty of imports who've come to Kuopio. They enjoy it. They had a good time. Personally, I've been to Kuopio twice. I'm not ever going back. But like I told AB, if you guys are playing in like Helsinki or something, you might see me come out and watch from the stands or something out there. But Kuopio, man, it takes the right type of people to live out there year round, and at least you guys get to see both sides of the Finland. Like a lot of summer side, it's a little different, and you'll see in a couple of months when the sun's out for almost 24 hours. Kuopio is a beautiful place. It's a great time. But for me personally, I'm not coming all the way out there, Josh. It's not gonna happen.
Hey, I heard
But I
third
wish.
time's a charm. I heard third time's a charm. Might as well make one more trip.
I will, you know what? If you can talk me into it, maybe I will. But last question, then I'm gonna let you get out of here, Josh. Going into the season, this league, I don't know if anybody's told you, but this is one of the most open years there's gonna be. There's a lot of changes. Won the league last year isn't, they don't have it in the bag to repeat, as well as everybody underneath them. We don't know who's going to win, so it's a very competitive season for the Maple League. Could be good or bad depending on what your thoughts of that is. Personally, going into this season with a new team, first year in Finland, what are you excited about from this season in the Maple League?
Um, I'm honestly just excited to be able to just keep competing. Because obviously a lot of people's careers stop at least America, stop at high school, and then if you're fortunate enough to go to college, it stops in college. So we have an opportunity, and we're blessed with the opportunity to keep competing. And honestly, it makes me absolutely excited that the league is this open because to me it just breeds more competition because when there's a set like high and low and middle bar like there's almost a standard and teams will almost quit before it even starts. So to me that's just going to
Yep.
raise the level of the competition around the board around the whole entire league, and that just makes me excited because like I want everybody's best when we play because they're going to get our best. And as of right now, especially just getting here, it's easy. Like, oh my gosh, I want these games to come. But right now, our focus is just taking it one day at a time and getting 1% better at a time, like 1% better each day. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they bring onto the field. It's about what we bring onto the field, and we can control what we can control. And that we're planning on that being a lot of touchdowns, a lot of points, and hopefully we fill up the W column a lot.
All right. Well, that's perfect, Josh. Thanks for coming on the pod. We appreciate you doing this interview. and the Steelers heading into the 2024 season, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you for having me.